Give me one more. Councilmember Bui.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, obviously this is not an easy topic, and it's never is when there's new construction in the city. For me, it is very disheartening to hear that the applicant has spent over $500,000 for this project, and I don't want to send a message that we're not a business-friendly city, but at the same time, we need to address our resident concern. I feel that the applicant did not do a good job doing outreach, hear out the concern of the resident, and how can you mitigate their concern? To work cohesively as a community, just as my mayors have said from the Memorial Care Hospital, they have done a tremendous, outreach, address every level, not only from the resident, but from council, from staff. They address every level, from the Chamber of Commerce as well. They reach every stakeholder in the community, even the fire department and other departments, to really, really grasp, have a global pictures. What do I need to do to make this project forward? So to me, I'm not denying the project, but at the same time, I'm going to abstain because I want to give them an opportunity to work with the city, work with the resident.
No.
Please let the council member speak.
Give them the opportunity and listen to the resident. If there's a path, great. If there's not a path, then I'm sorry, perhaps it's not the right place or the right time. That's what I'd like to see. But I want to ask Omar these questions because these two our former mayors share brother comments, and it gets me a little bit thinking, is it common practice for staff not to make any recommendations, whereas you have worked with this applicant for over 3 years? Typically, when you work with the applicant for a long time, there's either some kind of comment, we're not supportive of this project, or we are supportive, but not silent. To me, it's very concerning when you work with an applicant for over 3 years and they spend over $500,000.
So sorry if I misunderstood your original question. I thought you were talking about recommendations to change the project in some way. We made comments to them initially when they first met with us about concerns regarding the change in land use that is commercially zoned. And we had low vacancy rates then, and we have lower vacancy rates now. As I mentioned, we have 1.2% vacancy now, going down, projected to go down to 0.8% next year. And so, we have businesses that we meet with at ICSC that are looking for locations that we just can't find spaces for. So that was our original comment, was that we believe commercial is a viable use there. They came in with a mixed use project with a small, 2,000, say, square foot retail business there, but mostly residential. We didn't think, so we gave comments regarding that, that maybe a 2,000 square foot, if you can't lease out 18,000 square feet, you can't lease out 2,000 square feet. That's not viable. So just to go for the residential if they want to do it. If they're going to come in with a residential project, mixed use probably not the best way to go there because it wouldn't be a successful retail for that small of a site. So we did make comments and suggestions, but we don't go in and tell them to do X, Y, or Z. We respond to the project before us and provide recommendation.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Councilwoman Constantine.
We understand Councilmember Bui intends to potentially abstain. Yet again, we need to pick a lane here. This is not appropriate. To the attorney for the city, what are the grounds for abstaining? Isn't it like you don't have enough information or you're not present or whatever? This is not okay.
Grounds are council members have discretion to abstain.
Yeah.
I can't even say what I'm thinking.
I guess you must have read the rule then.
And I do want to point out, I think in the second Planning Commission deliberation, it was 2-1-1. So there may have been an abstention at that stage too, but it's at the discretion of the council.
One last comment. I know I was kind of harsh on you too. Sorry, I was a little. I will say though, when somebody comes into my town and threatens my city with a lawsuit, it gets my blood pressure going. My wife had to send me a text and say, start breathing, because my heart rate was 131. So
It's okay.
I know I took it out on you a little bit,
It's
but
okay. No, this is all
don't come
business.
into my city
I understand.
after we spent 5 years and took I can't say, an S-load of stuff from our residents over approving stuff they didn't necessarily want because we had to, and then come in and tell us you're going to threaten us with builder's remedy. Huge mistake.
Okay, I'm going to make some final comments. Appreciate all of the discussion, and for all of the members of the public that have been here for hours, we hear you. I do want to just make a few observations. So we had 15 public comments. I show 11 support the denial, basically don't build this, and 4 want this to move forward, essentially for us to overturn this appeal, or overturn and approve. So that says something. So just for, as the public is speaking to us, it's overwhelming disapproval. I want to make a couple comments about the GPAC because, that was a volunteer position and I spent a lot of time on that. I was very proud to be part of that group from 2018 until we finished and got the job done. And like Councilmember Grandis mentioned, there was a lot of robust discussion. We had a lot of meetings in this chamber, in other places, to make it easy for folks to join us after, work and make it convenient. And we took all things into consideration when it came to zoning. This city never had mixed use 1 or 2. That just didn't exist. And it was a real stretch for us to dig deep and to think about, well, what's best for our future? How are we not only going to meet the mandates, but really what's the next generation? What are my kids, what are our grandkids going to do? They may not want a 7,200 square foot single family residential property, right? Maybe they can't afford it, or they just don't want it. And so we made every effort to invite every landowner, because I was there. And we hopped on a bus and we went around and we looked at all the properties. We said, hey, raise your hand if you want us to take a look at your property. Brian James, who was the former planning director, I know, made efforts. I know staff did everything they could to get attention. And so it doesn't sit well with me when the excuse is there that I didn't know, had no clue, right? And that was probably the biggest effort to update our general plan that I remember, living here 33 years. And so that's just my feedback on the GPAC. I'm still not happy with the community outreach. I think other developments have been successful or have had better chances of success because they took the community outreach as serious as they did the design, as serious as they did for all of the studies, if not more. And what I would encourage the applicant and the owner is to learn from that, because there is a hope that there is going to be a successful land use on this property, and we're not shutting down that future opportunity for something that's more in line with what the applicant is thinking. But you have to take all of these factors into consideration. And I'll go back to what I originally recommended. What I hear is folks in Fountain Valley want to buy properties. They want to invest. They like the tax write-off. They like all of the benefits of having ownership. Isn't that the American dream, is to be able to buy property? And so I hope that is taken into serious consideration when you think about the use of that property. A couple other just more concerns, but they worry me, is there are extensive utility lines running both east-west and the large SE corridor that's got major electrical lines running north-south. It just worries me that somebody could have a unit 3 stories up and be basically under or near utility lines. So it's there's some of those kinds of things that just don't sit well with me. And I'll say the very last thing is, it wasn't wise for the applicant to have a study that was done 3 years ago. If you're going to come back to us, please have a current study. Please have something that's in the year of the application, because it matters. The world changed a lot since 3 years ago, and the markets change, and there's new administration in Washington. There's new economics, right? So we need to have current studies. So please come back with that current information. So for these and all of the other reasons, I think I support staff's position on maintaining the denials. And I'll say one last thing. I want to commend staff because both of the resolutions were very well done. One of them's 11 pages, one of them 16 pages. And so if you really want to see how each and every issue was addressed, read the resolution. That actually has it all in one place. I'll open it for
One last
questions.
comment.
Yeah.
So I also talked to them about doing homes for sale, townhomes, condos, whatever. And the response I got was the owner wanted to leave a legacy for his children. It wasn't something that they were looking to sell. So unless that changes in the future, I don't think that's going to happen.
I see, okay.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Councilman.
I just wanted to say too, I was not on the GPAC initially for the first several years, but I did follow very closely, and I was on for the last period, maybe a year. So followed very closely too. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, you mentioned that you were part of that drive around the GPAC.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your time, because that was volunteer time, right? That was a long time commitment for 5 years. Just my curious, I wasn't there at that time. Was this site, was one of the sites that you guys drove? I'm just curious.
No.
No,
Okay.
it was not.
All right, so that answered the question that they never received anything, because they were not part of the site. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think,
And Councilman Bui, you were part of the GPAC because we approved,
Not the driving around. He was talking about the driving around.
okay.
yeah, that was actually done early in the process of just evaluating sites that owners wanted us to look at. Okay. Okay, I think we've finished with questions. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion, item 1, the continued denial.
I'll second that.
So Rick, a yes vote means,
Denial.
thank you. Thank you.
You are approving staff's recommendation.
Oh, perfect, thank you. I didn't want to get confused.
Motion passes 4-0 with one abstention by Councilmember Bowie.